Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Linear Equations in Disguise lesson. These are also known as algebraic proportions. So if you're looking for extra help online to do these, you can Google algebraic proportions and something should pop up to help you out if you need something more than what we have provided. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to solve these. They look very intimidating at first because they're two fractions equal to each other with variables in them and equations in them and things like that. Okay, I'm going to teach you the best way that I know how to set these up. So first things first, we will put this up so that it is a little easier to see. Okay, so an algebraic proportion really is a linear equation, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. And you just have to know how to set it up. So, what this means, if you have something, a fraction equal to another fraction, it means that its cross products are also equivalent. So, what I mean by that is that if I multiply x and 21, which I'm going to write out over here as 21 times x, like this, that is equal to the other cross product the other way. So equals now, and I'll do this in a different color so that you can see what I'm doing. It's equal to this cross product. What I mean is it's equal to 7 times 2 plus x. Those are equal. Now, when we write these out, I want to encourage you. So I started with this one. I know that these diagonal, I'm going to multiply. So you're going to start with the number first, and then the part with the variable in it second. Okay, same when I went this way. Okay, so I know I'm going to multiply these together. I started with the singular number first, 7. And then in the parentheses, I put the part with the variable. And so that was 2 plus x that I had to put in there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make this look identical to something we already know how to solve. So parentheses, just so you recall, means I'm going to multiply or distribute. So what I really have here is 21x equal 7, and then in parentheses, 2 plus 1x. And that is something that we solved in the last lesson, just like that. That is a multi-step equation now, okay? So what we're going to do, the first step in a multi-step equation with parentheses is to distribute. So we're going to distribute our 7 over here. 7 times 2 is 14. And then we're going to distribute one more time. 7 times 1x is positive 7x equal. And then I have 21x over here. Okay, now my students use a T-chart from here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'll do it without the T-chart for students that have Mr. Conway, Mr. Caterino, or Mr. Ricketson if you learned that way. So the T-chart way is to draw a line down the equal sign, draw a line underneath. We make the left side x's, the right side numbers. And the only rule is that if you move something to its opposite side, if you cross the equal sign line, you make it opposite. So 21x goes with the x's. It stays here. 14, that's in the right spot. We're going to keep it there, keep it positive. But 7x has to travel over the equal sign line to the other side. So it's going to be negative 7x. And then we add up each category. 21x plus negative 7x is going to be 14x over here. And 14 plus nothing is 14. And the final step is to divide out the number next to the x. So we're going to divide 14 out to cancel it, and we're going to get the answer over here, x equals positive 1. Okay, for those of you that have a teacher other than me, you may have learned how to do this in this way. And that is, so let's pretend we're way back here, we distributed, and that would be to combine like terms, okay? And so In this case, doing it the traditional way is a little bit shorter. So if you have Mr. Caterino or Mr. Conway or Mr. Ricketson, what you've been taught to do then is to combine like terms. So you know that this 7x and this 21x can go together, but they are on opposite sides of the equal sign. So in order to get that together, you would subtract 7x here and subtract 7x here. And so you're canceling actually on this side. And so now you've got 14x equal 14, which is what we end up over here with the chart as well. And the last step is the same. Divide by 14 to get rid of it. Divide by 14 to get the answer. X equal 1. Either way works. It depends on how your brain likes to do it. Okay, example 2 is what happens when we have equations or variables in two of our fractions. Okay, we start the same way. We are going to use the cross product. So I usually start going this way. And if you recall, I said that we should start by writing the number in here that is by itself. So we're going to write the 6. And then we're going to put the x minus 8 in parentheses, meaning we're going to multiply that in a minute. Equals, now we do the other set. The other set in this case is these two. Okay, and again, we're going to start with the number that's by itself, which is the 5. And in parentheses, we will write x minus 6. And now we have another multi-step equation. So in this case, we have parentheses again, so we must distribute first. So let's go ahead and do that. Don't forget, this is really a 1x and a 1x. So 6 times 1x is 6x. 6 times negative 8 is negative 48. 5 times 1x is 5x. And 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. Okay, if you are in my class, you know by now we make a t-chart. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So line down the equal sign, line underneath, x is on the left, numbers go on the right. So 6x is where it needs to be. It stays and stays positive. Negative 48 crosses the line and becomes positive 48. 5x has to cross over here to become negative 5x. And negative 30 is in its correct spot, so we keep it negative. Then we add both sides. 6x plus negative 5x is positive 1x. And 48 plus negative 30 is positive 18. And then the last step is to divide the number next to x. And we get x equal 18. All right, if you had Conway, Ricketson, or Caterino, you may have been shown this way instead. Or even if you're in my class and you'd rather use this way, you can combine like terms. Be careful if they're on opposite sides. So I'm going to put the x's together first, these two. But since they're on opposite sides, to get rid of 5x, I must subtract it. Opposite of positive is negative. So now you have 1x minus 48 equal negative 30. And now you want your numbers on the other side. So to get rid of minus 48, you would add 48 to both sides. You get 1x then equal positive 18, which is exactly what we got over here in the chart. And the last step is to divide. Do you have to do both ways? No. Choose which way works for you and do the one that gives you the best answer in the quickest possible way or that works with your brain. Okay, hopefully that came across as not too confusing since I was teaching both ways. Choose a way and go with it. Okay, if you have any questions, please email myself or your own math teacher, and we will be back to help you as soon as we possibly can. Okay, good luck. Have a great rest of your day, and we will be seeing you soon in team.